Okay, so coming to Copado, I will just give you a brief. So this is not a software you need to install on your local machine. So no servers you need to maintain, nothing. So this is like a package you need to install in your Salesforce Arc. Okay. So this is like a CI/CD tool only, but built in within Salesforce. And when you deploy a package in your Salesforce Arc, you can build the pipeline in Salesforce itself. So I have a sample arc. So this is one of the arc where Copado is installed. So as I said, it is just a package. I will show you how it looks like as well. So this is a Salesforce arc, right? So in this Salesforce arc, Copado is installed and we have created a pipeline as well. We can create and clubbing multiple arcs together. Okay. I'm just going to install the packages. So this session is all high level overview. Okay. So once you join, so we'll go deeper how to install package, how to create the pipeline. I will tell you the topics, what I am going to cover. But see here, this is under installed packages, there is a package Copado deployer. So this package is doing the job. Using this package, there are many objects being created in your arc. Based on those, we can create a pipeline like this. Now, if you see dev1, dev2, UAT, hotfix, 5 arcs are there. All 5 are connected together in a pipeline here. Means when you create a user story here as dev1 as a source, you can deploy that to UAT and then you can deploy to production. And as you see, there is an immediate connection also as dev2, meaning once you deploy something from dev1 to UAT, you can back promote, you can back deploy to dev2. The same way, anything you deployed from UAT to production, you can back promote to hotfix. Like this, you can do forward promotions and backward promotions in your pipeline. So this can be automatic promotions, automatic deployment, manual deployment, scheduled deployment. There are many configurations like this. We can configure as per our requirement. All right. So other than Copado, let's assume Azure DevOps or Bitbucket, you may need to build the pipelines using some scripts, PowerShell scripts, some knowledge you should have in order to achieve some automations, right? But here, this is completely tool, right? No need to write any code unless you need some customizations. Whatever Copado is giving, if you feel those are not satisfactory, if you want to build something above that, you can write code related to like Salesforce flow triggers. So you can take some help with Salesforce develops and achieve it. But usually that is not our responsibility as well. If you are joining as a release manager or DevOps person or a consultant roles, how to configure the pipeline, how to achieve automations, just to minimize the manual efforts is what your main goal is. Okay. So as I showed you, this package itself is doing the job. No need to install any software or nothing. And in between, we have version control also, right? So let's say GitHub. All your code will exist in your branches itself, right? So you can maintain a repository. It could be any Git repo. I will show you what Git repos we are supporting. Copado is supporting, but see here main branch. It has all the folders, classes, pages, every Salesforce folder like this. They have one UAT. So my intention is there is a version control also in between. All your code, it is being tracked in your version control. Who committed what, right? So that can be tracked as well. So any questions so far? Only on the discussions, whatever I told you. Okay. So now see here, this I showed you. This is a pipeline, anyway, live pipeline I showed you. And coming to the version, ALM tool. So kind of a ticketing tool. User stories can exist in Copado itself. So this is your Copado arc. When I go to user stories, you can create user story here itself. Meaning, no need to rely on Azure DevOps, Jira, some ticketing tool, no, not required. But if at all your customer wants that to be integrated with Copado, that is still possible. And Jira, Azure DevOps. So this slide is a bit outdated. ServiceNow is also added recently. Jira, Azure DevOps, ServiceNow, two-way integration is possible with Copado. Means if you have a user story in Jira, that will be available here. It can clone to Copado. We can do that configuration. And let's say here, if you modify the status, maybe once deployment is successful to UAT, ready for testing. Let's say the status is ready for testing. This will update your Jira status back. That's the meaning of by-way integration. Two-way integration is possible. This infinity symbol, this is Copado, and three tools are two-way integration supportable as of now. You have Rally version 1, Agile Accelerator, Scrum Do, all other tools. It is only one-way integration. Means when you create user story there, it can flow to Copado, but the back direction is not possible. Copado is not supporting. Anyway, in the market, Jira, Azure DevOps, ServiceNow are trending. So two-way integration is possible if they want to. But if there is no budget, Copado is still giving user story options to create within Copado. As this is Salesforce, you know how to create reports and dashboards in Salesforce. So you just need to create reports or dashboards on the user story object. That's it. You will clearly know which user story deployed to which org. That statistics we can get it within Copado itself. So we can save some budget. No need to go with some third-party tools. Okay. Even version control also. Why to rely on GitHub? Copado came up with its own version control that is called as CVC, Copado version control. Right. So that is also we can integrate with CVC also. And see here this diagram. This is all the objects. So Copado is not like a rocket science. You need to learn some scripts or not required. Copado as part of your package installation itself, it is installing some objects, classes, pages, some Salesforce metadata in your Salesforce arc. All right. So that is what I'm showing here. So pipeline is one of the object. Project in an object. User story is an object. When you go to object manager, you can see a lot of Copado related stuff. So let's see user story we are talking about. This user story, see, this is the Copado user story, Copado's object. Like this, many objects will be installed in your Salesforce arc. We are just utilizing the objects like this, right? So that's the reason, like this is just an object. Now, everything is good. Let's see how to install Copado. There is an place where to learn Copado. It is success.copado.com. This is the Copado community where you have an option to install Copado in your Salesforce arc. So it is clearly showing us the latest version 21.8. When you click on install latest version, this will install Copado package in your Salesforce arc. Because when you click on this button, it will ask you to enter your Salesforce arc, right? And this is not for free of cost for sure, right? Copado is not free. Even if you install, you cannot use it. You need some licenses. You have to purchase licenses from Copado. As Salesforce has its own licenses, Copado also has some licenses. So you cannot install Copado in your org to practice also. Okay. See here, when I go to Copado license manager, I will have some licenses. Like this, if you install Copado in your org, you don't have any license. You can't do anything. So there will be Copado admin license, developer license, like that. Few licenses have different purpose. But ultimately, you need this license in order to start working on the pipeline and deployments, anything. Okay. Then where is the place to practice Copado? right? If you're unable to practice in your org, where to practice? That is where even in this portal, success.copado.com, in this portal itself, Copado is giving you an option to practice. That is what playground means, my playgrounds. My next session will be how to create a playground for you. There are some articles also you can practice, can read if required. But when you create a playground like this, see here, Dev 1, Dev 2, UAT, hotfix, production. Like this, 5 Salesforce orgs will be given to you for free of cost for 30 days. 30 means for 1 month time span, you can practice Copado. This is what playground means. You can create a user story. You can commit something. You can deploy through this pipeline to any org. So you can deploy from dev 1 to UAT, UAT to production and back promotions. So all Copado stuff you can practice in this pipeline for 30 days. After 30 days, here see the timestamp October 12. So November 11, these orgs will not work. And you can delete this and create another one again. No need to modify our account. No need to create another account. Only in one single account, you can create a playground and practice the Copado scenarios for 30 days. Okay. Any questions? Feel free to ask, even if it is a silly question, it is fine. Now, let us see the topics. And so my training will be almost 2 weeks minimum. Okay, so around 12 hours it will be minimum based on the questions and scenarios. It may extend. So this number is wrong. Okay, it will be 12 hours. And these are the high level topics. So how to create a playground. So what is the branching strategy, backend activities, and certifications. And these bottom tasks, developer tasks, release manager tasks, these two are like developer doesn't mean like only developer should have knowledge. Okay. If you are joining as a DevOps or release manager roles, even if you don't commit in the project, if any developer is messing up with the wrong commits, you have to help them. So in the market, customers are looking for a people who have end-to-end knowledge, right? So let's say if a developer mistakenly committed something by mistake, how to revert it, how to recommit, or how to roll back. All these things you have to guide them. You have to train them, right? So that's the reason all the developers tasks will be covered as part of my training as well. How to resolve the conflict, how to manage Apex tests, bundles and all. And the right side is all about DevOps or release manager tasks, where how to configure all these things, right? Back promotions, how to deploy production, how to deploy user stories to production, how to install or upgrade. Because Copilot is not one-time package. If you install some package, maybe another next quarter, something else, some next version may come. Like Salesforce, you have summer, winter, fall, like that, some releases. Copilot also will have some releases. You have to upgrade them. So you have to always keep on checking the latest version and upgrade yourself to the latest. That is also your task. So all these topics will be covered in my training. And certification assistances, fundamental 1 and fundamental 2. I will guide you how to get the vouchers. So $250 exam cost. For those two exams, for free of cost, I can tell you, you just need to join some webinars and get the coupons. So for free of cost, you will get the vouchers, and 2 attempts will be there for every exam, every coupon. First attempt after my training, first attempt without any terms, you can clear it. If you failed, then I can help you in the second attempt. So after my training, you will have end-to-end knowledge of Copado with 2 certifications, 1 and 2. that will be enough for you to grab a job or to survive in any project, right? Um, because and along with this, even I am helping with interview questions as well. So I am just if you see, this is my old group where I am just giving all the recordings on a device. See here, almost 13 days it went off, and 14th day is all about even Copad interview questions, right? So how, what are the interview questions, right? So you will explain all those things we can discuss, and there will be running routes, and yeah, kind of a Q&A session will be there at the end. So you should be more confident. And when I am explaining something, you have to create pipeline from your account, and I will give some exercises you can practice in your org, and in the WhatsApp group you can post if you're stuck with anywhere. I can help you, and that way you will get, when you do hands-on, you will get more confidence. Okay. Um, any questions?
So yeah, are you going to use the any sample Git repository or CVC within the Salesforce for training?
For training, a GitHub account only, not CVC. CVC is paid version again. GitHub, you can sign up with your personal account, and it is valid for many days. So this was created long back. You can see many repositories. I am creating almost 9. So like this, you can sign up as part of playground creation. Um, that will be also one of the step to sign up, and um, just to use GitHub only for practice.
Okay. So which is the best one, like a CVC, or so it is based on the cost, or the organization currently they are using the only the Salesforce provided, or
Yeah.
uh,
So GitHub is like many people are using GitHub. So it is trending in the market because all are comfortable with this. But cost perspective, as you are purchasing Copado licenses, maybe customer will bargain CVC licenses at lower cost compared to GitHub. And the CVC is also user friendly like GitHub. So maybe they will choose that as well. So it all depends on customer to customer, how Copado will give with their pricing.
okay. So are you going to explain that there are some scenario like there is a one code that the same file is going to same Apex class is going to change by 2 or more persons. Is there any conflict? Do we have that?
Yes, yes. That is also one of the topic. So basically, I have clubbed all my topics here, right? So conflict resolution is what you are asking for. That will be covered in my training. This is the topic, conflict resolution. I have some slides as well for the next
Okay.
topics. So so when the commit is happening, what is happening in the back end. So these are all the screenshots pulled from the Copado documents itself, but I clubbed everything together in a single document. So how to handle the conflicts will be covered too. And there are some scenarios here. So when developer need to commit a object or a new field, so how to handle it, right? So how
Yeah.
to commit the profile. So all the scenarios are also will be covered in my training.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. And I will just show you the sample user stories, how it looks like. Okay, so let's assume this is one of the user story. And see here, this was started from dev 1, and it deployed to UAT and deployed to production also. So like this, a user story, we can clearly see where exactly that user story is. When you create a new user story, let's say, um, so I can select, I can give I will just select a project. Later we can discuss what is a project and all. So when I select a project and when I select a credential is something like source arc. Just assume like that for now. When I save it, this is my user story, and automatically Copado will bring the deployment path. See here, dev to, as per the pipeline you designed, dev to UAT and then to production. So that forward path will be retrieved automatically, right? So in meaning, when you commit something and deploy, automatically it will go to UAT. No need to tell Copado, okay, deploy to UAT like that. No need to define, no need to tell Copado every time. Once you design the pipeline, it is automatic. It will go to UAT only. Like that, it will go to production thereafter. You cannot bypass, which is not a best practice. That's the reason immediate connections are shown. Let's say I will just open my source arc. So as I selected dev2, I will open dev2 Salesforce arc. So as I told you, all these are playground arcs just for practice purpose. So I just open dev2 arc. So in my dev2 arc, we can do some development, let's say. As this is for practice purpose, you can create some metadata here. So let's assume a page. So in my dev org, I will just create a page, which is easy. So maybe this is one of the scenario, right? So Visual Force yeah. So this is my page. I created a page, let's say. Now I want to deploy this page. So I just need to commit my page to my user story. So just clicking on this commit button, it will open a screen where we can select the components, whatever we wanted to deploy. So which is easy thing. So no need to uh, create a branch. So just assume outside of Copado, uh, no need to refresh actually. See if you observe, automatically the page came up. This is also one of the enhancements in the latest version. So no need to select a branch and commit. Just select my component. See, this is my component I want to deploy. Select my component and commit. Now Copado is doing all the job in the backend. It will create a feature branch for you. It will retrieve, basically it will connect to your source arc first. Your source arc you define as dev2. So it will go to your dev2, retrieve the page. As you selected the page, retrieve the page from dev arc and create a feature branch. Push your uh, push your change to the branch. Like that, Copad is doing all the activities in the backend. So that is what progress it is showing. If you don't want to see this, you can go back. In the backend, it will do its job. Like this, it is very easy, user-friendly tool where all the options are given in the UI itself. See, my commit is done. When I go to my repository, I have a navigation for that as well. I can just open my feature branch and I can see a feature branch is created. I can see my commit. I have created a page in the source arc. See, my page is available here in my feature branch. As a developer, I have not created this feature branch now. Copado created it and Copado merged my changes to the feature branch. Now I want to deploy to UAT, let's say. Next arc is UAT, right? Come to deliver tab, just enable the checkbox, promote and deploy, save. That's it. Now Copado will trigger a deployment to the UAT arc shortly. See, being from the end user perspective, what I did, development, it is anyway developer responsibility based on the requirement. It may be critical or easy. But once the development is done, I just clicked on one button. I selected my components. I clicked another button. Commit is over. I came to this tab, enable the checkbox, save. That's it. Now the deployment will be triggered to UAT arc and we can track the deployment, whether it is in progress, completed, failed. We can track everything. And when you go to UAT org also, by we are trying to deploy to UAT, right? I'm just opening UAT or Salesforce org also. Let's see what is happening here. Now, as the deployment is happening in the back end, you can track the deployment in the org and even Copado org also. Here in Copado, uh, this will be in progress shortly. See here in progress. Shortly it will be completed. And even in UAT org, you can track that, right? So in Salesforce, we can track any deployments and just type in deployment status. Now see it is already done. When see it is faster because just one component, right? So its deployment already completed. When we open the feature branch, I mean developer console, let us see if our page exists. See here pages, page it is available. Deployment completed in UAT. If I see my user story again, shortly this user story, the color coding, as per the color coding we can see it is deployed to UAT. See the blue color now. Now the user story is available in UAT. There are multiple ways to deploy to production. If you want to deploy immediately to production, just enable this checkbox. So if not, I want to deploy from pipeline manager. Maybe I have another user story as well. So production, right? So we won't deploy one story alone. There will be multiple stories. Let's say 10 user stories you want to deploy. All 10 user stories, just enable the first checkbox. So we will see the count here. See UAT to production. Right now only one. Assume it is 10. 10 in the forward arrow. Means 10 stories are ready for production deployment. So assume there are 10 here. So you selected 10 stories and click on promote and deploy button here. There is checkbox earlier. Now it is a button. See deployment triggered to production. Means all 10 stories can be deployed together to the next arc. It can be UAT to prod or dev1 to UAT. Anything is fine. Multiple user stories can be deployed in a single go. So the tool is so much friendly here now. Just without any scripting or without any headache for DevOps or guy, just clicks, right? So it is happening. Now within short time in your production org here, when you open the production org, you will see that page. Like this, you can play around, just practice how to commit, how to deployment. After my training session, you can practice those exercises here. Right, so and even this is playground in a real org, it will be more like performance wise it is good as well. Only like if there are many components, there are still see it's not 100% perfect tool. There will be a lot of defects, bugs. uh, we can rise to Copado, they will work on it, they will fix it, and they will just release in the next version. Like that, it is a continuous process for Copado. Along with the new enhancements, they will fix the bugs as well. So compared to last like 2-3 years before, there are many issues, but now it is a perfect tool. That's why it is done. Any questions? I'm done with my topics for today.
Is there any rollback scenario also? Like, suppose take an example of Git versions, what we do, like develop and release version and production, right? So if something is failed, mm,
Yeah,
in the
that is true. Yes, earlier, before I think 7-8 months, we don't have direct rollback. Now see here, this is deployed to production. If some issue in the production, if you wanted to roll back, again, just buttons now. Earlier, you may need to, like there is some legacy process, I can explain later, but as the button is available, you just need to open the promotion record wherever the deployment happened, and there is direct rollback button available. You just need to click on rollback. When you do this, it will again ask you, you want partial rollback or full rollback, everything it will ask you. So we can decide if you total rollback, it is fine. Just clicks on buttons again. There is some configuration missing. That's why it is not working, but just a button for that.
Okay. So, like it is individual branch, you just deployed, right? So if it is from something like a branching strategy, that develop branch,
Mhm.
is there any possible, or do we need to merge everything into pull request and tag that branch into particular?
Yeah.
in
So that branches handling is not manual in Copado. So anything you wanted to commit, when you commit in the grid in the front end, it will go to the same feature branch, right? When you
Yes.
promote, that feature branch will be merged to, there is another branch, promotion branch in between. That is also automatic by Copado. I will explain in detail in the branching strategy session. But
Okay.
uh, that like the complete feature branch, the incremental changes will be merged to the next branch, and that branch will be deployed. It's not a org to org deployment. Once you commit to the changes to the user story, from there on, your feature branch will be source of truth till production deployment. So even if someone modifies something in your source org, Copado won't look into your source org. It is always referred to your feature branch.
Okay, what my question is, like there are five developer, they are working on five changes, right? Five feature branches.
Yes.
Okay, so how can we do that in a single deployment?
Yeah, like this, when you deploy 5 stories from pipeline manager, so
Okay,
it will verify, it will merge all the 5 feature branches into a single branch. So now this is one promotion branch. So
yep, yep.
feature branch will merge here. If at all any conflicts, then Copado has automatic conflict resolution, at the same time manual as well for few metadata. So we can resolve the conflicts for that only 5 or 6 metadata. All other like profiles, layouts, Copado itself will resolve the conflict automatically, and Copado will let us know what is the solution it has given, right? So it is smart enough to do that tasks. And once that conflict is resolved, uh, the next RB from UAT to production, conflict will not arise again. So it will handle all the feature branches it can do.
Okay, okay, got it. Got it.
Okay. Um, cool. So I hope you understood the overview, how the Copado works. So the next meeting will be how to create the playground, and from there on all the topics will be covered. So as I showed you, in Google Drive, we'll give you all the recordings for your future reference, and please keep all this confidential, because I spent a lot of efforts to learn all these things, and I can explain my live experience, right? So what kind of issues may come, and even interview questions, everything is will be covered. So if you keep it as confidential, it will be. Any other questions before closing?
So are
Okay.
you gonna be sharing the videos, please?
Yes, I'm going to share this. I will just keep it in a drive and share it.
Okay, okay. So that means you need my email, right?
Yes. Gaurav is going to create a group there. Then we can share it.
Okay,